My name is Andrea Howell.
Samuel Winstead.
Molly Moore.
Colton Swindle.
Logan Myers.
Alex Drury.
My name is Will Wallace, or Hack, as some of you may know me.
I was born in Rogers, Arkansas.
Conway, Arkansas.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Florence, Alabama.
El Dorado, Arkansas.
Memphis, Tennessee.
I was born in Conway.
My parents are David and Kristen Drury.
David and Beverly Howell.
David and Michelle Myers.
Tommy and Paula Wallace.
Neil and Jenny Winstead.
Jay and Sandra Swindle.
My parents are David and Kim Moore.
The Bible verse that's meant most to me was Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It's been my life verse and it's stuck with me over the years.
A verse that stands out is Jeremiah 29:11, and it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And that means a lot to me because growing up, I would worry a lot about the future, and I would read this verse and I could rest in that, and I could realize that, no matter how much I'm anxious and no matter how much I worry, God still has a plan, and my worrying doesn't do me any good.
Psalm 149:3, let them praise his name with dancing and make music to him with the timbrel and harp. This verse has meant the most to me because I have grown up in dance and music is a big part of my life.
John 15:13, greater love has no man than this, that a man lay his life down for his friends. I like that verse because it's the definition of what great love truly is. I mean, that's the greatest love. That was Jesus' love that he showed for us, and therefore that's the greatest love we can show for someone else.
The verse that's meant the most to me growing up was Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Because as we go through struggles, you have to find something to lean on. And Christ is there anytime you need him. And that verse just reminds me that he's always there whenever I need him.
Ecclesiastes 3:11, it says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the hearts of men, yet they cannot fathom what God has done from beginning to end." And to me, that has meant, the sin that I see in myself that I want to change, and also the things I see in the world that are just so horrible. Even though they're horrible and sinful right now, he's using them to make his kingdom come, and he will make it beautiful in its time. And also, the last part that says, he has set eternity in the hearts of men. I've been worrying about friends that I have who aren't saved, and I know that he has already determined their fate, and so, eternity is set in their hearts. I don't have to worry about that.
The verse that meant the most to me is Galatians 2:20, and it says, "I've been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me." And this verse means the most to me because I remember in 7th grade I went to camp, and the speaker there was David Nasser, and I saw him walking around, and I had a banana, so I said, "Hey, sign this for me." He went and signed his name and wrote that verse below his name, and that night I got saved. And when I got back to our cabin, I read that verse, and it just meant so much to me.
God has taught me that my college is really going to be a huge mission field. A lot of times people think that your only mission field is, when you actually go on a mission trip. But that opportunity of being in a college with people of so many different beliefs, that's a huge mission field for me, and I want to treat it like that as I'm there and with all these people and getting to know them.
God's been teaching me to value what's important to me and to not take things for granted, such as my family, my friends, and everything that matters in my life.
God has taught me that perseverance is very important, especially going into the Marines and going to UCA in different environments around people I don't know, and different struggles that I haven't gone through yet. God's taught me that perseverance is very important.
Mostly God has taught me that I need to be content with what I have. I have so many goals and dreams, big things that probably may never ever happen, but I don't put my happiness in any of that. I put my happiness in the relationship I have with Jesus and God.
God has been teaching me to stand up for him and not give in to peer pressure.
It doesn't matter where you go in life or what college you go to or what you major in. As long as your mind is focused on God, then your feet will always follow.
God's been teaching me that I'm going away to college and I'm moving away, and I'm going to be around a much more diverse group. And a lot of people are going to be unbelievers, and I'm going to need to be a light, and I've got to focus on witnessing, and I've got to focus on being a godly example for all those people who, you know, don't really have a godly example in their life.
My parents have been very supportive of me growing up. For example, when I went to the recruiter's office the first time and talked to them about the Marines, I came home and they were excited and they were supportive of me, and they thought it was good.
My parents have always taught me the truth. They have always told me the difference between right and wrong. They have always disciplined me a lot and given me consequences when I do stuff wrong. And I'm thankful that they did that, because a lot of parents tried to be their children's friend, and those kids didn't get very far. And they're having a lot of problems. And you know, I'm not, because my parents were strict and they told me what was right and what was wrong and what I shouldn't do, and now I don't do it. My parents have really helped me with that.
They've both always been there for me, supporting me in every way that they can, no matter what the sacrifice that they had to make was.
I am most thankful for their never-ending love. My parents have always been so kind to me, even through the toughest of times, and they are always there for me. No matter what kind of mistake I make, they will always love me.
My parents have raised me in a way to love God and to love other people and to obey God. And so I'm really thankful to them for that, even though when you're younger it's hard with, I guess, discipline and stuff. But as I've grown up, I've seen the value behind that and how much it's helped me as a person. And so I'm thankful for them raising me biblically, and also just for them being there to give me godly advice and counsel.
My parents always encourage me to do the things I love and to be the best I can be, and they never forget to show me how much they love me.
I'm so thankful for my parents, because I know they care for me and want the best for me, and all throughout my life they've been teaching me God's Word and how to use it in my life.
To the fold of God, grace that brought me to the fold.
I'm thankful for all the messages that Family Life Bible Church gives. They, whether it's Neil or Miss Morris or Frank, everybody teaches the truth. And in Sunday mornings, whenever Neil teaches something, he goes based off of Scripture. He doesn't try to sugarcoat it or water it down. He just says the truth. Whether that's something that the congregation would like to hear or not, it's the truth, and it's what needs to be heard.
I'm so thankful for Family Life, because I know that they want the best for me and they have always cared for me.
Family Life Bible Church has been very strong support for me growing up. I've gone here for a long time, since I was a little kid, and I've made a lot of good friendships here, and I've learned a lot of Bible and a good background.
I love that we're all a big family. I mean, I've grown up here since I was pretty much I've gone to this church since I was 3, and this church has just been like a second family to me, and everyone has always been so supportive and so kind, and making sure that everyone's needs are met, no matter, what they have to give up.
The person I am today is mostly due to the people in this church. So many people have pressed into my life, and it means so much to me, whether it's been like parents helping out with the youth group, or Steve or Frank helping, just getting to know me and let me be a part of the church. It's just meant so much to me. Yeah.
I love that Family Life has a lot of adults who are willing to just give advice to the youth and to help out and to just show us how to live our lives. And they lead by example and by what they say, and so that has meant a lot to me in getting to know many of the adults here, and just the people who love God, and just being a part of the awesome programs here.
This church over the years have shown never-ending support. They have always been there for me, and they are always sympathetic to anything that's going on in our lives, whether it be a difficult time or a time of rejoicing. They are always there in our lives and always very gracious.
I'm going to Arkansas State University, and I'm going to major in nursing, and I'm going to be either a nurse practitioner or a nurse anesthetist.
In the fall, I'm going to UCA, and I'll be majoring in early childhood education.
I'm going to Arkansas State University in Jonesboro. I'm majoring in finance and minoring in psychology.
I'm going to University of Arkansas, and I am majoring in Management and Information Systems with a law degree.
I enlisted in Marine Corps in March, and I leave for boot camp in June, and I'll be back in Conway to start at UCA, and I'm going to major in business management with a minor in finance.
This next fall, I'll be going to the University of Central Arkansas here in Conway, and I'll be double majoring in early childhood education and linguistics.
I'm going to the University of Central Arkansas, and I don't know what I'm majoring in yet, but I know that I want to live in Hawaii someday, and I want to own my own business by the beach called the Hack Shack.